learners, welcome to this session. Today we will discuss dimensions of human rights, women and child rights. We have discussed till now the definition of human trafficking. Then we have discussed causes of human trafficking, types of human trafficking, and we have also discussed what can an individual or a commoner do to prevent himself from being trafficked in general. So today we will discuss the dimensions of human rights, because if human trafficking is happening, then what are the dimensions of human rights and what are the rights available for women and children, and do you think that they are violated in case of human trafficking? So, we know that we have right to life with dignity and worth under Article 21 of the Constitution of India. So, if you think that you have a right to live with dignity, then in terms of a person who has been trafficked and whose human rights are violated every second, whose constitution and legal rights are violated every second, then is that person living with dignity? So this is a call for the welfare state, all the stakeholders to collectively work in a multi-dimensional approach to protect that person from further abuse, to rehabilitate that person after the rescue operation, to reintegrate that person in the society. So right to life is very crucial. The human right starts from the womb of the mother and is further there even after your burial. So we say burial rights. Where should be the dead body? How should be the dead body? Be after my death. So if right to be born and right to be buried is also covered under the human rights, and we are talking about the 5th generation of human rights, then what happens in cases of human trafficking, where the dignity rights, where the equality rights, where the justice right, where the natural principles rights are violated every second. So it is a matter of concern, and when we look at human trafficking and relate it with these dimensions, then we have to take a holistic view of all these rights. Right to life with dignity and worth of a child. The child has the right for overall development and mental well-being. So are we catering to his development needs? Quality education is very important in case of development needs. Safety is very important for that child in case of development needs. We have so many laws related to children in India. We have the Constitution of India, we have Right to Education Act, then we have so many commissions working for human rights of different people. So are we doing something at the ground level so that the laws are implemented well, the violators are punished, and right to life with dignity and worth is ensured by the state? Then we have right to education. I just said that this is a big dimension. A person should be educated to make reasoned choices. A person should be educated to lead a dignified and worthy life. You talk about the worth of the individual. What is the worth of a undergraduate, postgraduate or a PhD who is without job, sitting at home? What can we think about dignity of such people who have no jobs? So end of the day, you have to sustain yourself and your family members. If you are not able to sustain yourself and your family members, then the state needs to intervene and implement the development program in that area. We have lot of programs, of center and state governments running in every state. But if the programs are implemented properly, then people, who can be oriented, skill-based education system, skill-based training, just looking at the culture there, looking at the skills there, and making a market for that culture and skill to grow. So this way we have lot of governmental schemes for agriculture. We have lot of governmental schemes for we have schemes also for animal breeding. We have schemes for plantations. We have schemes for self-help groups working in the villages. We have schemes for NGOs working in the villages. We have schemes, wherein we talk about the primary health benefits which should be there for all at the village level. So if we have, education, and that too quality education. When I talk about education, it is not, being literate. If I am able to read and write my name, that does not means, that I will be able to take reasoned decision. So that can be initial start, but it is very important that when we have this RTE Act, when we have Constitution of India Article 21A, then right to education should be implemented properly in every state. Then right to safety is there, Safety is a primary concern for every state. If the people are not secure in their houses, in their workplace, in the neighborhood, in the society, then that calls for an action by the stakeholders who are responsible for maintaining law and order, and much more of providing job opportunities and rehabilitating people who have that criminal tendency, so that the crime rate reduces, conviction rate should be more people should come up with community policing concept. The beat police officer should be involved at the local level. Local surveillance should work to prevent crime from being happening. So right to safety is a very important right. We say in the age of cyber world, fifth generation rights, when we are talking about robots taking the way of human beings, then it is very important that we have to use technology in real sense. So safety at home for all, even in the cyber world, even in the sites which we use, social sites or public sites, the various apps which we are using, the gaming apps and other apps, the payment apps which we are using. So there should be safety in all these things. Then right to livelihood. Livelihood is a very important concept. If we get job at our places, then nobody will like to migrate, or nobody will like to shift to different places in search of better life. So if every person gets skill-based education and is able to sustain his life with dignity and worth in the village, then nobody will like to further migrate or leave his family members in the village and come to city or to the urban life for job. Then right to food. Right to food includes, balanced diet. Right to food is also very important because lot of people die out of hunger and malnutrition. So we have this right to food under Article 21 of the Constitution, which ensures right to dignity and worth. So if we ensure this right, if we ensure the human rights, of people in India, then we will be able to realize this right and make it a practical component of everyday life. So right to food includes the balanced diet, the sustained diet, and something which is good for the overall development of everybody, according to the age, according to the need, and according to the region. Then we have right to sanitization. Sanitation is a very important thing, because if you are living in an area which is not clean, then you can have some waterborne diseases, some airborne diseases, and you are always prone to different kinds of diseases and infections. So sanitation includes a well toilet in every home. How many people still have is a big issue in India. We have so many government schemes to construct toilets for every home, but still we have figures wherein we see that sanitation is something which needs to be addressed. Our Prime Minister also focuses on Safai, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So if we talk about sanitation, if we throw garbage in the bin, if we are able to separate the garbage, if we are able to regenerate something out of the green garbage, and if we are able to dispose of the waste properly, then that is a better way to live in. So once you segregate your garbage and the garbage people come and throw every segregated garbage at the same place, will the purpose of separating garbage in 2 bins or 3 bins solve? If the garbage is collected at one place, all kinds of garbage you see, industrial waste, medical waste, everything, home waste, green waste, plastics, everything, you see at the same place, then that calls for state intervention. Then right to make reasoned choices. We have just discussed that reasoned choices is very important. I should be able to judge between what is best for me and what is not good for me. So if I am able to decide, if I am able to take a reasoned choice, then only I will be able to live a life with dignity and worth. Suppose you talk about consent. Lot of people say that the trafficker is a customer, he has taken the consent from the person who has been trafficked or the person who is a victim or the survivor of human trafficking. But time and again, I want to say that vulnerable people cannot give consent. Any consent which has been given by any person which is violative of the Constitution of India, which violates human rights, which violates your legal rights, is not a consent. For a free consent, for a valid consent, it should be legal. If consent is obtained by fraud, deception, misguiding a person, coercion, pressure, power, then that is not a free consent. If consent is taken for illegal activities, that is not a contract. But are these people, who are signing the documents aware of this fact? No. So when the people are illiterate, they do not have legal education, then they fall prey in the hands of the traffickers, and traffickers use their vulnerability. I can assure you, in today's world, nobody would like to be, tortured. Nobody will give consent to be tortured, to be humiliated, to be sexually abused, to, work in hazardous occupation for 20 to 22 hours, Nobody would like, to make their family members' life miserable by giving them in marriage, by sending children for a better life to city, or to the girls for a better life for workplace, for joining, a place wherein, you have lot of opportunities coming in. You find lot of hope in your living standards being raised. You find lot of hope, in your social status being raised and your lifestyle being changed. So, sustainable growth has to be there along with reasoned choices. So, right of sustainable growth is also there. Sustainability has to be there. So, if sustainability is not there, because people who are working, in agriculture field, sometimes there is a drought, sometimes there is a flood, sometimes, some insect attack is there, sometimes there is some natural other calamity is there, or man-made disaster comes. So, how do they sustain themselves and talk about in the concept of sustainable growth? So, the growth has to be progressive. Growth cannot be, at a peak you grow and then you fall drastically. That is not the growth. Growth has to be for years to come. Constantly you have to rise in life. That is sustainable growth. So, it is the duty of the state to ensure that the citizens grow each day and have a sustainable growth. When we talk about fifth generation of human rights, then we have right to overall development. Mental development, physical development, emotional development, psychological development is very important. So, we cannot say that physically the person is very strong, but mentally he has no choices, or he has done PhD out of job. So, somehow, education system has to be in a way that it provides job opportunity to people. You cannot, say that unemployment is a big issue. You have to fight against unemployment and break that vicious circle of unemployment or poverty. You have to create avenues for people, then only, you can claim yourself being a welfare state. Then, right to use natural and man-made resources. It is very important. When I talk about natural resources, I have already discussed that I am also a citizen of India, you are also a citizen of India. So, why do I have 24 hours electricity? I have all private hospitals, government hospitals well equipped, and I have a very good road infrastructure. Then we have, flights. Then we have so many markets around, so many educational institutes around, so many places of job around us. And you, being an Indian citizen, is waiting for that bulb to glow in your village. Are you not an Indian citizen? Do you not belong to India? If yes, where is the problem? Do you have the same infrastructure which I have? Do we have, stability of livelihood, stability of life? In terms of education, what are the facilities which are provided at the village or district level in terms of education and infrastructure at the college level, at the school level, at the university level? What kind of training we are giving to these teachers? What kind of updation is there for these teachers is very important. Then, do we have job opportunities at every level? If not, Why have we failed in creating job opportunities for everybody in the country? We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved for socialist state. Are we living in a socialist state? So natural resources have to be for all. Man-made resources have to be for all. You cannot deprive me just because I am vulnerable. I don't have my voice. You cannot hear me because I am a vulnerable person. Then we have these commissions, State Human Rights Commission, National Human Rights Commission, Women Commission, SC/ST Commission, Minorities Commission, Disability Commission. So these commissions are there to look into the issues of violation of the Constitution of India, violation of different provisions of law for these people who are vulnerable. So are we able to address the concerns of these people? Are we able to protect these people? This is a matter of, self-introspection. If we have these commissions, then human trafficking should not be there. Vulnerability should be removed. If we have all these systems in place, so many stakeholders, we have, panchayat at the village level. Then we have MLA, MLC, MP. Still, if we are, and then, ministers. At the state level, center level, we have the entire gambit of people, as representatives. So if we are not able to address the issues of the local people and provide them equal opportunities after so long years of independence, then are we living in a socialist country is a big concern. And the state governments and the center government is trying hard to bring different programs to reach out to the commoner. But it is just that we need to implement these programs properly at the local level, at the district level, at the state level, and then at the national level. Then right to healthy mind. If my working condition is good, my family life is good, then I will be having a very contented life. I will not think about taking somebody's, gain or somebody's, wealth or something else. So healthy mind has to be there. A positive mind has to be there, and for that I should be resourceful. I should be a person who is able to grow, who is able to develop and live with dignity and worth. Then we have right to freedom from forced labor, slavery and other practices. But still, we find, different pockets in the village which are, saying that, okay, this area belongs to a particular caste of people, this caste stays in this group. So you have so many bifurcations. Then we have lot of traditional and cultural values which are somehow not able to bring the equality rights in our minds. That needs to be changed because we talk about equality, equal opportunity of all, equality before law, and equal protection of law. So the state has to ensure that this is practiced in real sense. Freedom from discrimination is very important. I cannot force anybody to work. Then slavery. But in the cases of human trafficking, we see that Out of your vulnerability, you are forced to work as a bonded labor, as a labor, who's working, below the minimum wages act regulations, people working as slaves, people sold and purchased as commodities by the traffickers. So we have to rethink about the implementation of law, and that is why I say that we should have a comprehensive law on human trafficking in India, which takes into consideration all these issues. And till we have that bill is still pending. Till we have that, Constitution of India should be used by the people of India in the cases of human trafficking. Then right to healthy and sustainable environment. Oxygen has a big value, Planting trees, intergenerational equity is very important. Polluter pay principle needs to be followed in true sense. So, I have to live in an environment which is healthy, and whatever I get today should be conserved, protected, preserved for the future generations. I cannot waste the natural resources today and then wait for the future generation to carry oxygen mask, to buy, a one glass of water for 100 or 200 rupees. How many people will be able to carry oxygen cylinders on their shoulders is a big concern. Then right to safe working environment at home, school and workplace. When I say safe working environment, because people are working from home. Small children are, getting education from home. So we have to look about the cyber world. We have to look about the benefits and the, the issues of technology. How can we update ourselves? How can we improve the technology and use it to our advantage? And how can we protect ourselves from being abused by the technology? School is a place where the child goes after the family. So that has to be safe. And if that is not safe, what is the education department or the ministries or the administrators doing in the country? So they have to have a strict action against people who violate the rights of children, of safe environment in the school. Right to safe working environment at workplace, we have a legislation also. Sexual harassment at workplace. So if that is a concern, then strict implementation of law should be there. Then to equip your people with better technology. Somebody who is struggling, for a light, for a chair to sit and teach, for a blackboard in the school, for a normal gun in police organization. And who are we addressing? You may be addressing a trafficker who is equipped with modern arms and ammunitions. So technologically you have to be fit, you have to be updated, you have to be upgraded, and you should have a mindset to change yourself with the technology. Then right to enjoy infrastructure for development. Infrastructure for development has to be there. What are the developmental needs has to be ascertained, because the taxpayers are paying their salaries and money from their salaries as tax. So, if that money is used for making different propagations, for making a statue, for making a circle, for putting a poster or a brick in the name of somebody, will that provide education opportunities to the people who are staying there? The infrastructure needs, the medical needs, the sanitation needs, the development needs of that area, or it is a political gimmick? That needs to be understood, and then all stakeholders should work together. If a road is being constructed, why is it so that the other divisions like electricity, water, sewer, telephone cannot be contacted and told that we are going to make a road in this area? If you need to put your pipe or your wires, then do put it before we make the road. Why is it so that after 15 days of the road construction, we again see that the road is broken by some other agency? So, can the all government agencies work in proper coordination with each other so that the money, which is the taxpayers' money, is not spent on wastage of natural and man-made resources? Then we have right to enjoy and utilize the government schemes for development. This is very important. We have so many schemes by the government. The governments are working, well to see that the constitutional rights, the legal rights are, reaching to the masses. So, the state machinery, the center government should be working in coordination with each other so that the governmental schemes reach the right people. The public distribution system should be properly monitored. There has to be a transparent system, a system where accountability and responsibility is fixed in case of violation. So, we have a system in place, it is just that we have to implement that thing. Then electoral rights are very important. We have electoral rights being democracy, largest democracy. Then why do we have cases of human trafficking? Because we do not understand the value of one vote in an election. So, if I understand the value of my vote, any person will not take away my benefits, and as a community we will grow. And we have seen that some states are very progressive. Some constituencies have very progressive, representatives, and some states are still lagging behind. So, it is a right time to make reasoned choices during elections. Do not vote on the basis of caste, creed, religion, or no matter whatever, money or anything else. Just vote on the basis of a person's, work, on the person's merit. Then social and community rights have to be, developed, and we should respect each other. Fraternity, brotherhood has to be there in everybody. Then only we will be able to address the issues of human trafficking. Just to save some amount of money, I should not be allowed to, violate somebody else's right. If I cut down demand for sexual abuse, if I cut down demand for organs, if I cut down demand for pornographic websites, if I cut down demand for child labor, if I cut down the demand for purchase for marriage, then people will not be trafficked for these purposes. So it is the role and responsibilities of you all sitting and listening here, you know. So you have to come forward and educate your people in the family, in the society, and the community at large is going to change and benefit. Then personal autonomy has to be there. Personal space has to be respected, and it has to be, you know, together with your duties. So my rights and duties have to work together. I cannot just ask for my rights and do not do my duty. Then I should have the right of psychological, physical and sexual health. So in cases of human trafficking, these rights are also violated. I do not have personal autonomy. I do not have any safety rights. I do not have the right of privacy. Everything is open to the world. Then right to equal pay for equal work, which is guaranteed under the Constitution of India, has to be implemented in real sense in cases of human trafficking for proper rehabilitation and reintegration of the victims and the survivors. Right to equality and right to justice is also very important right. You know, justice should be done and should not appear to have been done. So it is very important, but as I say that we have to be educated, learner, then only we will be able to protect ourselves, and it is said that justice denied. What is justice delayed is justice denied. So in the end, I would just say that stay safe, stay blessed and keep watching the next video. Thank you.